So this concept of getting things for free is really a myth, and I almost hate it. I almost hate whenever I hear someone talking about how they were able to do something for free or get something for free because nothing in life is free. And the idea is very appealing, it's very enticing, and I think that's why so many people run with this idea because they know that people love to hear the word free. And the same way people love to hear free, people also love to hear about money and being able to get money without having to put in any real work for it. And when it comes to the hobby of video games, people to this day still get upset when the concept of having to pay high prices for retro games comes about. A lot of people get very emotional about it. A lot of them feel like games that are 10, 12, 30 years old shouldn't really cost more than a few dollars in their mind. And the idea that, they're not damn near free drives them insane. But again, there's no such thing as free. Free does not exist. And I think it's this idea that's really ruining a lot of people's perception when it comes to the value of certain things and what one person is willing to pay for something versus what another person is willing to pay for something. You know, it's like if you go to Outback Steakhouse, um, you don't expect to pay $60 for a T-bone. Maybe 20, 25, maybe $30 for a steak at Outback. And, so when the steak comes out and it's only $30 or $20, you're not like, wow, this is a really cheap steak. Man, I'm so glad I came to Outback. No, you know what you're paying for, and you know what most people are willing to pay for an Outback steak. In fact, Outback knows what most people are willing to pay for an Outback steak, which is why they price their steaks at what they price their steaks at. Now, if you go to Ruth Chris, if you go to St. Elmo's, if you go to, uh, uh, you know, Texas de Brazil, you go to a Brazilian steakhouse, any one of these other places, when they charge you $60, $70 for a steak, guess what? 9 times out of 10, most people that go to those places are going to have the same reaction. They're not going to look at a $70 steak and say, wow, I got a great deal. But they're not going to look at the steak and say, man, I can't believe you're charging me $70 for this steak. They understand the level of steak that they're eating. And they understand what paying $70 for that type of steak means. And so they have the right expectations. And with those set expectations in the appropriate place, they're able to actually enjoy themselves. They're able to enjoy what they've purchased because the product met their expectations. And a lot of people are upset and angry these days when it comes to retro games because they feel like the product isn't meeting their expectations, or because they remember a day and an age where some of these products were $10, $15, to think that you'd have to pay $100 now. There's a disconnect between the product and what they're expecting. Um, Partially because they've had experience with some of these games in the past. And you might say, well, Y2K, well, like Y2K, why are you talking about this? I'm talking about this because I got a question on my channel the other day from someone who asked me how I felt about the new mayor of New York. And I don't feel anything about the new mayor of New York. I don't really feel anything about anyone in politics because I never really focus on people more than I focus on policy, laws, rules, changes that impact me and my family. And I think I pay a little more attention to that than I do actual people. But I will say this more than anything else. And it's the same thing I said in the beginning of this video. There's no such thing as free. I'll say it again for the people in the back. There's no such thing as free. So when anyone comes to me talking about how they were able to do this for free or do that for free, or how you'll get free groceries and get free this and free that, and how all this stuff is going to be free, I immediately call bullshit, because nothing in life is free. You have to work for any and everything that you get. And if you think that, if you walk around life thinking that things are free, this is where the attitude of you owe me is born. A lot of people are walking around feeling like they're owed something when they haven't done anything to get anything. And it's one of the reasons why I've never really been big on these series that talk about, hey, I'm gonna watch me build this video game collection for free. That's the only way you can build a video game collection for free, is if you spend $0 and you've spent zero time, because time is money and time is not free. So the time that you spent, that's what you spent. And which means you spent something, hence the video games were not free. And you might say, well, Y2K, come on, it's just a play on words. They're just doing it to make content, and that's cool. But again, it sends the wrong message to the person out there who can't contextualize what's actually happening in these build my collection for free video game series, because it's not free. And the reason why these series are so popular and people love them is because people love free stuff. But life is not free. And so to answer that commenter who asked me what I think about the new mayor, what I think is that the idea of free things is bullshit. And I feel like anyone who tells me that I'm going to get all this stuff for free, my knee-jerk reaction to that person is going to be, you're a liar. Especially when the person does not have the full authority and autonomy to make something free. If they need to get permission from this group of people and from that group of people, and if they have to go through a system of checks and balances to make something free, they don't have the ability to do it. And again, I'm a firm believer that in life, nothing is free. You have to earn everything that you get. From video games to toilet paper to the food on your plate and to the clothes on your back and the roof over your head, nothing is free. So those are my thoughts on the new mayor. But you guys let me know what you think about this concept. Do you think that you can build a collection for free? Do you think there's freebies in life? Or do you think you earn what you get, that you eat what you kill? Let me know what you think. I'll catch you in the next one. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.